Peace, love, and blessings. This is the Sacred Empress Alitash, your melanated Mayan mystic, and I'm here to talk to you about the Jaguar solar moon of intention. So, the solar Jaguar moon of intention is the ninth moon or month of the 13-month lunar calendar that we follow in the Mayan dream spell calendar. And so what happens is every month we have one of the 13 tones of the wave spell that we focus on for 28 days. And so this solar moon of intention is where we're going to focus on pulse, realize, and intention. Pulse meaning the centralized area where are going on, or an electrical pulse that moves in regular intervals. Realize is to come to know a certain thing, and intention is to move with an aim or a goal. So it's really important for the solar moon of intention for you to move through intention. Now, what is the time frame of the solar moon of intention? The solar moon of intention goes from March 3rd all the way until April 4th. And so what I am doing today is I'm going to give you a directional reading for this solar moon. And the points that we use is the major phases of the moon. So we're going to talk about directions, the importance of direction, and then where these directions are and what you can expect. Now, this is a general reading that I'm going to give every month with every tone, but you can get a specialized directional reading for yourself, and I'll give you more information on that at the end. So, why is it important to get a directional reading? Because we can't go anywhere if we don't know what direction we want to go in. We can have a goal, but if we don't have an idea of how to get there, it's going to be very difficult until we do. Now, the Mayan calendar is very much about direction. And once we have direction, it's easy to gain clarity and more insight on what's important. And so let's go ahead and get into the solar moon of intention, the directional reading. So we're going to start with the first direction, which is the full moon. Now, the full moon is actually sitting on the west direction of what we would call the medicine wheel. And a lot of ancient traditions had directions. And it's even said that the cross is also a representation of direction, north, south, east, or west. But anyway, on the full moon, which happened on the 7th of March, we were in Virgo, the 16th degree. Now, this is happening in the week of initiation. So even though this is a full moon where we have 100% illumination, we're going to get definitive answers, conclusions, and things of that nature happen when the moon is full. It's happening, or it happened in Virgo, where Virgo is about service. Virgo is about health, it's about diet, and so this is where you want to pay attention to details. So there's something going on in that full moon that you're going to want to give your full attention to. Also, according to the calendar, it's the red resonant skywalker, where we are guided by our life force. So how we proceed from this moment on is going to depend on, what is the status of our life force. Are we taking care of ourselves? Do we have full energy? And again, that life force, higher power is again like connecting us to this Virgo energy, where it's going to be important to explore different avenues, with the information that has come in. This is what the red Skywalker dictates: exploration, space, and wakefulness. So it is about exploring opportunities and different areas that we are awake to. We realize the importance of, and again, that will come up naturally in the full moon phase. And it's also going to be important because we also have the monkey showing up as a totem for us. That this exploration of the space takes place in the area of illusions. So, if there's certain illusions that we're operating on, we're going to have a moment where we are shaken out of that into a state of being awake, where we can explore our space a little more consciously. Also, the monkey, when the monkey shows up, it's like you're not about to sit up here and be serious. So that gives you an idea of the mindset. This is not the time to be serious. This is not the time um, to move, synchronize, or going on what you already know. The monkey is literally taking us to a state of playfulness, and in that mindset, we are able to walk in our magic. So it's going to be really important to walk in our magic, and how we initiate in this week by exploring the spaces that become aware to us in our state of wakefulness will initiate us into a whole new state of being. So that is things that are going to come up that we are not aware of fully. That's the direction of the West, where we are bringing things from the unknown eventually to the known with the new moon. But that is coming a little bit later. So that's the full moon, and that's technically the Western position on the medicine wheel. Now, mind you, as I'm going through, it's not going to necessarily be a west, then north or east, south, west, north. It's the directions are going to be given, but they may not line up in the way that you might be aware of, but it's okay. In the end, it all will work out. So the next phase on our directional reading is the last quarter moon. This is going to happen on March 14th. The moon is going to be in 24 degrees Sagittarius. So it is going to be about expansion. It is going to be about expansion on a level that is a little bit higher than our expansions from the past. This is going to be the day of the yellow magnetic sun. That's important because, well, first, when it's a last quarter moon, we are getting internal aha moments. These times can be stressful because of the angle of the moon and the sun. And so expansion is something that is available to us on an advanced level. We can expand, whether we're going to expand in education, if we're going to expand by taking trips, if we're going to expand by going and exploring within ourselves. This is definitely the time to do it. Whenever we have the yellow magnetic sun, we're going to get a clear idea of the direction that we need to take next, because as a magnetic vibration, we're going to attract what we're going to become one with. And so you really, on the 14th, all you want to do is observe, like, This is a special day because it's the last quarter moon. It's also a special day because it's what we call a clear sign day. So the 14th is a day of prophecy, and you definitely want to sit in meditation and definitely ask clear questions from the universe and expect to receive it in the form of prophecy. Now, this is going on during a week of refinement. So, the week of refinement is about becoming pure, it's about making adjustments also, and organizing differently. So, so we begin to be hands on when we move into this last quarter moon in regards to how we want to move. And again, because this is a yellow magnetic sun on the 14th, um, what happens on this day is going to reveal your purpose for the next 13 days. So for the whole wave spell of that yellow sun, we're going to be activated. We're going to be enlightened. Our life is going to be enhanced, and we're going to tap into the universal fire. So we're going to be able to see where we are, be able to bask in the radiance of what we are becoming, and then move into something new. And last but not least, the bat shows up as the totem for us on the 14th. In that phase of the last quarter moon. So it definitely is going to be about rebirth. And, maybe you need to see things at a new perspective. One moment. So that is the last quarter moon, and that is normally actually it is the northern direction, and so this is where we get wisdom. This is where the energy of our ancestors definitely stand in position and in strength. Excuse me. Now let's move to the new moon. Now, when we move into the new moon, it's going to be March 21st. We are going to be at 0 degrees Aries. Now, this is a very energetic, important point. It's a degree of potential. When the moon is in Aries, when we are in Aries, it's about action, it's about motion, it's about self-identity. This is happening during the week of transformation. And we have the hawk as a totem, and we have the blue galactic hand. When we move into that blue hand energy, of course, it's transformation, but it's by our own hand, literally. It is what we have a grip on. It is what we are manipulating, so to speak, which just means working with our hands and bringing about our abundance with our hands. And the blue hand is about knowing, it's about healing, and it's about accomplishments. And so what you know what you have accomplished brings you into an area of knowledge, of knowing, and that will bring about your healing. And your healing always comes by your own hand. And that's going to transform us. And we have the hawk as a totem. With the hawk as a totem, we're able to see very precise, very clear, the direction that we're going. This is the eastern direction that is going to transform us, as the hawk often symbolizes new beginnings as well. So we will be transformed by our own hand and how we are able to move about in the tone of being galactic. And that galactic tone, um, I'm sorry, I hope you guys don't hear that in the background. But the galactic tone is one where we move in harmony. We model this harmony to others through our integrity. So, integrity is going to be important for that week of transformation. It's going to be important that how we change things around, how we get a grip on our environment, that we actually do it with integrity. So that is our new moon energy. That is the energy in which we start our new projects, our new mindsets, new situations. This is what we're going to tap into the new moon. And exactly where that energy is going to show up happens in your natal chart, where the degrees are in your natal chart. So again, if you want to go a little bit deeper than this, definitely get a directional reading. This month is the Jaguar solar moon of intention. Um, I'll talk about the first quarter moon, which is our last direction, and then let you know what our totem is for the solar moon of intention, which I did not get to mention yet. But the last direction in our directional reading is the first quarter moon, which happens in the southern direction of the medicine wheel. This is the place where we move in faith and trust and innocence, like a child. Um, the first quarter moon is where the moon is half illuminated, half dark. So we have some things that are going to be revealed. That have not, as we are moving into our initiations from the new moon. Now, we will have a challenge because we have the white lunar wizard. We do have a challenge because we have two different sides of a situation that will show up, and we will have to make it one. So we will start off polarizing, we will end up stabilizing as we face any challenges that we come across. Now, the white wizard, in and of itself, is the magician. Whenever we come upon the white wizard, we know that first we are adjusting, which makes sense with the first quarter moon. We're making adjustments based on what's going on. The wizard signifies that we have everything that we need. We have all the tools that we need. We just need to use them. During the first quarter moon, we definitely can stand in our power with the moon being in 8th degree Cancer. She is very much at home here. And just like Aries, listen, Aries and Cancer are both what we call cardinal signs. Things are going to be jumping off on the new moon, and things are going to be jumping off during that first quarter moon as well. So the only thing I did not include here is if the moon is void, of course or not. But we definitely need to find out if the moon is going to be void, of course, on that new moon or the first quarter moon. So let me just take a moment actually and let's make sure, because we want to be able to take advantage of these energies that are present. And just so you know, I'm checking the moon void, of course, because when the moon is void, of course, we are not going to be able to start anything new. Not that day. When the moon is void, of course, you need to focus strictly on internal things only. So do not go out with your first quarter moon energy. That's going to make you like, oh, I got to go. I got to get out there. I got to make it happen. You do. But really, you're not going to want to do that, because what? Even though we have this cardinal energy On the 21st and on the 28th, the moon is void both days. So even though you're going to be ready to move, it's still going to be in your best interest to take a moment. Um, Wait to the 22nd. Wait to the 29th before you put anything in motion because the moon is void. Now, the moon is at home in Cancer. This is where you feel at home, where you're very, in tune with your emotions. This is one of the best times to work on your manifestations. When the moon is in Cancer, like I said, it's a cardinal energy. Things happen when we are in Cancer, when we are in Aries. And with this first quarter moon happening during the week of harvest, we can be assured that any action that we take is going to have a harvest, it's going to have a yield. But again, we have the scorpion, not again, but the scorpion is the totem of the white lunar wizard. So we definitely want to be very direct, very careful. A scorpion will, when warranted, will sting and sting to take you out. So we definitely could have a very deep energy with this first quarter moon. So again, remember, the new moon and the first quarter moon are void. So on the 21st and on the 28th, you don't want to do anything externally, but you want to take that extra time to check in with yourself and then take this energy outward. And last but not least, the white wizard energy is all about enchanting, being receptive, and entering states of timelessness. So we definitely want to be aware of what we are saying to ourselves, just like through the cycle of enchantment. We want to definitely be receptive. Moon being void on the 28th, the white wizard receptive. We definitely want to let things come to us. We don't want to just go out there all willy-nilly, because the timelessness that we want to tap into is very worthy and so worth the extra time and effort to put in. And so if you have things going on from the 7th through April 3rd, you definitely want to tap into this information with the phases of the moon, the full moon, the last and first quarter moons, and the new moon, because these are points of entry into portals and allowing us to tap into those energies and make positive change of our lives. Last but not least, we have the Jaguar as a totem for the whole solar month of intention. Like, we legit want to call it the Jaguar solar moon of intention, because the Jaguar is really important. Now, the Jaguar is the totem for the white wizard. So again, when we hit that first quarter moon energy, is going to be really important, just in the fact that this is our totem for the month, and this is the totem for that actual day. The Jaguar is going to be helping us every step of the way, being that the Jaguar is a symbol of protection, courage, and strength. When we look it up on the internet, they also associate the Jaguar with intuition and confidence and decisiveness. So this is a time that we need to trust our gut and move in intention. The Jaguar is going to help us internally, helping us to reclaim our inner power by awakening our inner core energy. So the secretive Jaguar enters our lives when it's time to resolve old issues and to make a way for a spiritual rebirth. So, understanding the shadow side of life is what we get from the Jaguar. Jaguar helps us as we go in different realms, whether it's the underworld or not, whether it's the outer world or our inner world. We are going to be taught to embrace the catalyst. To embrace the powers of the unknown and use it to release our fears. So, this is the totem that is going to be guiding us for the whole solar moon of intention, and how this energy is going to go from a day-to-day basis. You can find out by tuning into my Mayan Moon Mondays. I do a Zoom every Monday where I go over the energy of every day, because it's really hard to go over the day's energy for the week and then as every moon come up, do it at the same time. So I mention it as we're going along, but I'm not really able to do a deep dive. So if you want to know a little bit more information about the solar moon of intention, it is available as a PDF for $8. I'm also offering my Mayan moon calendar, which is a weekly subscription. That includes the moon PDF of the month. And if you take a part of the subscription program, it's $25 a month. You get 4 weeks of the calendar and you get that moon's PDF. I also offer Mayan birth readings, because where you were born unleashes a special power to you. It also has special challenges, and so if you want to find out about yourself in a different way from the Western astrology, which is very cool and interesting, I love it. I live by many types of astrology. But you can definitely get a depth of experience and knowledge about yourself with the Mayan birth calendar. Also, another thing that's coming up, we are in the cycle of initiation, where we started new projects and things that were deep in our souls, our big dreams, and we initiated those things. Starting on March 27th, we move into a new phase of refinement. So we take those things that we have enchanted, that we have initiated, and we take them through a cycle of refinement, which is where we adjust everything, we organize everything. This is where we really get into the roots of our dreams and our goals and really making it a reality. We have envisioned it, we have started it, but now we have a little more data, moving with our navigations, and we're going to get into 52 days of really organizing and adjusting and moving forward. So that date, that webinar where I introduced that, is to be announced, but it is $60. If you pay Cash App $ Alitash, ALITASH, associated with the name Nicole Bowes. If you do that as a result of listening to this broadcast, you can pay for $30 for the refinement cycle. The refinement cycle, I tell you, I break down the blueprint of how you can always organize and adjust and bring back to the point of purity. Also, you receive guided meditations that help you stay in your highest vibration. You always also get mantras, and you also will be a part of a group where we consistently talk refinement cycle. So again, it's going for $60 normally. Listening to this broadcast, you can do it for $30. And any of my other programs, I'll be talking about more in the future. For Now, I want to thank you for listening to this directional reading about the Jaguar solar moon of intention. Remember to move in intention this whole 28-day cycle, no matter what you do. And may the power of good be with you. Peace, love, and blessings.